Hello everyone, TLSG here, back again with another Daily Marvel Snap video. So with the over-the-air patch that brought a couple of cards kind of down a little bit, so it hit Redskull again, it hit Sunspot, neither of which were completely derailed. We're still seeing a lot of Shuri. But with the patch and with the small patch and the promise of a much bigger patch coming on the 18th, we have started seeing a lot more experimentation. I've noticed a bigger variety of people. I'm matching into humans again for the most part, and it's wonderful. I've been having so much fun playing and not being stuck in bot elo, bot MMR. So with the change, I'm seeing two decks very, very commonly. I'm seeing Shuri primarily. Shuri right now for the scale of between 60 and 99 for any pool 3+ players is around 10% of the meta. And then I'm also seeing a lot of Galactus. Galactus took an early slot at around 11% of the meta, according to Untapped's meta tier list, which is insane. That's such a huge portion. Almost 25% of the games are either Shuri or Galactus within that range, which is astronomical. But a deck that did good outside of the over-there changes was a Dino Hawk deck. Dino Hawk has always been in a pretty competitive spot, but it's never necessarily been SSS tier. It's always just been able to hold its own for a lot of games, but Shuri is just so easily consistent that it kind of outshines the Dino Hawk version. But with Shuri being brought down a little bit, with Galactus being experimented with, I think this deck got stronger in the process. As people are experimenting, this is a very consistent way to add disruption, add just a lot of power and a lot of stats on the board. And so there are a couple ways that you can build this, but a few pieces I would say are irreplaceable. I would say that they're core. That's going to be your Korg, your Quinjet, your Zabu, your Hawk, your Moon Girl, and your Devil Dino and Rock Slide. Those are the pieces that if you're running a Hawk Dino deck, now of course you could do a Sarah Tech deck that runs the Hawk package, but if you're doing the Dino Hawk, those are the ones that are going to be core. The ones that you can change are the Sentinel, Cosmo, Mystique, Coulson, potentially Shang-Chi. Those you can switch around depending on what you're seeing. For me, Agent Coulson pairs incredibly well with Zabu, with Quinjet, giving you that extra value to put onto the board that even if they're just in line with their regular stat line, then you're playing it for that reduced cost. You can just get a lot of power advantage over your opponent just by having a good Agent Coulson roll. And then Cosmo is there to try to block Shuri's. It's there to try and block Galactus. This isn't going to 100% be able to keep up with those, but what we're hoping for is between either the Disruption, the Shang-Chi, or the Cosmo, we can hit one of those key plays to stop either of those really common decks from being able to do what they want to do well. And so the rest of the deck runs fairly seamlessly. It's a pretty straightforward deck. It's been an archetype that's been around for a while, but it is incredibly efficient. You typically will have the resources or ways to position your cards effectively enough to find ways to win. It's just finding out how to do it. If you want to see any more of this deck or any of our other decks live, make sure to be following us on twitch.tv/TLSGSnap. We're going live almost every single weekday unless scheduling conflicts come up. And otherwise, we're going to go ahead and jump over into a couple of games. I hope you guys enjoy. All right, so first up we have Glenn from Second Dinner. So let's see if we're able to take on, we're going to go to dinner. Let's see if we're able to take on Glenn. We have Quinjet off the jump, we have Zabu, we have Rock Slide, we have Hawk. All of those are beautiful to have early on. Let's go ahead and do Zabu so we can prioritize Rock Slide on 3. And the Rickety Bridge is not great for us, being that cards get destroyed after they're played over there. So let's go ahead and do Rock Slide to the right. Miniaturized Lab also kinks us up a decent amount. We're seeing, wow, Electro, interesting. Okay, either Sandman or Galactus. Let's go ahead and do Cosmo to the right. Ooh, wait, they can't do Galactus because of Dream Dimension. I guess this turn they could try to do a Leech. They could try to do a Leech. They could try to do a Doc Ock on the right. A few cards that they could go with. I'm still going to do Cosmo to the right. Oh, it looks like that was not the right choice. Oof. So what do they play in the left lane? Wave. Okay, so, oh no. Because the Rickety Bridge is cleared. It's not great for us. Not great at all. Well, I'm going to go ahead and do Sentinel to the left. So if they do Galactus here, At least it gets cleared. Next turn, we can play some card and hope that they don't have a way to make their card stick. I think with the best we can hope for in this case is to hope for a tie. So Big Glenn playing Galactus. Then we get the retreat. Maybe it was a Professor X. Do we think this was a Professor X play? Do we get the real fast retreat? Or maybe he just didn't want the tie. I don't know. Maybe he didn't want to be showcased in a video. We're going to take that one. Let's go ahead and jump over into the next one. All right. Next up, we have Sky Striker Ace. The first location is Mindscape, which is not great for our Devil Dino. Not great for Devil Dino into Mystique for sure. We'll see. We don't have a way to change it with this version of this deck. It's just most of the time, you just play around the locations that you start seeing. I'm going to go ahead and do Korg. We're going to do Korg early. The earlier we can get disruption into their deck, maybe they draw the rock right off the jump. Reality Stone. So they're running Thanos. I didn't even check. I've been seeing a lot of Thanos, so I really should have. Ever since the over-the-air patch kind of brought Shuri down a little bit, I've been seeing an absurd number of Thanos decks. So the good thing about Korg, about Rockslide, is it adds a pretty good amount of disruption most of the time into those decks. And if we can stop them from drawing a lot of their cards, then our Hawk has fantastic value there as well. So we're going to do Sentinel. Maybe we do Moon Girl here next turn. It really depends on what they play. They go with just the one card, Killmonger. Oh, so this is the death version, isn't it? Oh, well, unfortunate. This is going to be the 50-50 priority flip. They do get priority here. Let's go ahead and do they do a death? I mean, they could do death very, very early here. Is it worth it to risk our Shang-Chi, or do we do something like Moon Girl to double down on our Shang-Chi so that we can eventually leverage it? We're gonna go with our gut. We're gonna play the okay. Ooh, we went with our gut. We played the Shang-Chi, and they do play the death. I don't know. Somebody had to cover this. I don't know who covered it, but I've been seeing a lot of like a death wave Thanos, and so we will luckily take that flip. They use Time Stone, so they have 6 energy here. This could be a Galactus. Never mind. They can't play in the right lane. If it is Galactus, they're kind of out of luck. So how do we want to play the end game here? We could do Devil Dino, and then next turn we could lean in with like a Mystique and a Cosmo somewhere maybe. They do have a lot of cards left in their deck. So maybe it's more so we lean in with like a Cosmo and a Sentinel. Well, hold on. Let's rearrange this. Let's do the Sentinel and then the Cosmo. What this is going to do is, I think, since they're in their first play line failed, their death. We blocked that. I think they're going to cap out this location and use like a Deathlock or a Carnage to clear up the stones. And they could also, oh wow, they could also do a wave. So they play for mid instead, and they cap it out. I have to believe that they're, oh, the Lockjaw rotation is big. Okay. But depending on what they flip into, maybe it's not that big. Okay, Odin to re-trigger the Killmonger, clears out their stones. That's okay. And then the Power Stone rotation into Chavez. This is a pretty big lane. It's a pretty big lane that we would have to fight for. Can we compete for it? They have 5 cards in their deck. I think it's going to be more beneficial to do like just a Devil Dino. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. That's 15 power. It's not bad if they put it all into the right lane. They could also play for the left. We're going to try the Devil Dino, though. Hope that they just do like a Thanos or something similar. We are going to be able to hold down the win. A lot of reads went into winning that one. A lot of luck, but unluck for the opponent. We'll take the 2 cubes. Let's go ahead and jump over into the next one. All right, next up we have Sinilin. The first location is Asteroid M. So our Hawk, our Rockslide, our Moon Girl, Mystique are all gonna just yoink straight over into Asteroid M. So this deck is very heavy on the 3 and 4 cost cards. We're a little bit afraid of that. We see the Iceman right off the jump, so I'm thinking it could be either Silver Surfer. Some versions of that are running Iceman now. Could be a bounce deck. There's a few things that it could still be. Let's go with Rockslide. We want to prioritize the disruption wherever actually it's going to yank over into the left lane. Well, it's fine. They do a Polaris. They pull their Zabu out of the Eternity range, And so we're actually going to get the rock from that location. This could be a Shuri deck still. Surely they wouldn't do that though. I mean, if it's a Shuri deck, then we just win the vault, right? But if not, we just lose it. We don't have a big, actually no, it's the vault, so that's fine. We're gonna do Cosmo over there. I think if it's a Shuri deck, we're gonna block their Shuri. No, it's Asteroid M. Oh, we're awful. Oh no. Wait, they're awful too. Okay, we're both equally awful. I think we both forgot about Asteroid M. Oh my god, we'll take it. We're gonna do our Devil Dino into the vault, because that is the only card we have besides Sentinel that won't yank over and cap out Asteroid. Oof. The cool thing about Asteroid M here is we can do Devil Dino, and then we can actually do Mystique over here, and it's going to pull over into the Asteroid M Cosmo lane after it copies Devil Dino. So we're okay with that. Now, what kind of read? Oh, it's a Rock Slide. Ooh. So it's probably a Hawk deck, right? The Rock Slide moves over into the Asteroid M. Interesting. So the vault was free. We didn't have to really play anything there. All right, so now we get the Mystique that's going to pull over here. We get the Moon Girl. It's not going to pull over here, but Mystique is going to be pretty big. It's going to be 12 power because of the 6 cards. I think we're okay. A Hawk is only extra 10, so it would help us compete here, maybe here as well. I think we're okay. We do force the retreat from Sentinel. Now that we are in a little bit more uncertain meta, I find that I need to snap more aggressively than I am, because we're seeing a lot more retreats now. Let's go ahead and take the 1 cube. We'll jump over into the next one. All right, next up we have left side. The first location is Lamentis, which I don't know if you guys know, but if we're running a Hawk deck or a Disrupt deck, Lamentis is not great. And you know when something's not great? You snap into it. You don't let them see your pain. I don't remember what left side was running. I think they run a Shuri deck most of the time. I think they run a pretty standard, like Shuri, just point slam deck, which we're okay with. We're going to do the Quinjet. Our Korg gets really no value. Plunder Castle is also atrocious for us. We're going to skip here. Next turn, we'll do an Agent Coulson to kind of help increase our hand. They have the armor. Do they have the perfect 6? Did they draw everything they needed? Oh, please tell me they didn't. The armor is a little bit scary. I guess we wait until 4 to see if they got it. They didn't snap back, so maybe they don't. Maybe they don't have it. We don't know. How do we want to play this? We have some pretty good, like the claw is beautiful. The Shuri is also interesting. That can allow us to do a 12 power rock slide, which is not bad. Not a bad rock slide. We're going to do this. We're going to hide the Shuri. We're not going to let them know that we have it. Ooh, they do have a Shuri. Okay, so do they have the perfect draw? Did they have the perfect draw? That's so tough. That's so tough. All right, we're going to follow that up with a rock slide in the right lane. Now, with them having played at least 1 card here, they can't Taskmaster to copy this one. Is our only benefit. They have the huge Redskull here. Let's go ahead and do Claw. Captain Marvel would just tie this lane. There's a couple ways that they could still win, but we're gonna do Claw. Hope that that's enough to win a Plunder Castle, and then hope that the Korg, the Shuri, and the Rock Slide are enough to win Dark Dimension. And we know that they played that card to the right before. Wow, Polaris. Okay, Polaris pulls our Quinjet. That's fine. We weren't competing for Lamentis anymore anyways. Okay, so Titania and then Lizard. We are going to beat them in the right lane, courtesy of Agent Coulson giving us Shuri. Huge clutch moment. We're going to win right lane. We win. We win mid with Claw. And so we take 4 cubes back from the Shuri play. I still can't believe that they had such a solid hand from Lamentis on turn 1. So the armor to protect the Redskull, the Shuri, Titania, Lizard, all beautiful, beautiful value. We got even luckier. Sometimes Agent Coulson just comes in absolutely clutch whenever you need him. We'll go ahead and take the 4 cubes. Let's jump over into the next one. All right, so next up we have Prodded GG. The first location is Murder World. Not a great location for us. they do have Korg on one. So that could either be a Hawk deck, it could be a bounce deck, it could be just a Sarah Hawk, it could be a Dino Hawk. There's a lot of things that could mean. We do have Zabu on 2. So we're going to do that. Next turn we can do a Rock Slide to double disrupt. What a crazy Black Widow variant. Black and white too. The nullified black and white, that's beautiful. So let's go ahead and we're going to destroy the Widow's Bite in the left lane. And then let's go ahead and do the Rock Slide as well. We're going to add double disruption to him. I guess we could do Moon Girl, but I would rather add the early disruption. Next turn we can do Korg. So it does look like it's the bounce deck. It looks like they're going to want to eventually pull these cards back in so that they could replay them. Now, a Flood into a Hit Monkey here, into like a Beast, could be pretty big. We'll see. Let's go ahead and do Moon Girl and Korg. We're going to add a little bit more disruption. Maybe it stops them from drawing one of their Falcon, their Beast, their Hit Monkey. All of those animals that they want in their hand. Wow, the Adam Warlock. Interesting. I don't know what this deck is now. The Adam Warlock is so unique. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna do Devil Dino into mid. We want to try to make sure that they don't that they don't get any more value out of this lane or extra draws out of this lane. Because we want them to have we want them to draw rocks. We want the rocks to be as impactful as possible, even if we're not going the Hawk playline. Ooh, wow. So they skip and soak. Interesting. It brings their Sunspot to 8, but I think that's all right. They have 4 cards in deck, so Hawk is only 8 power. It'd be better to do this, right? So the 8 power, this is going to be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Both of these are going to be 10. So it's better than our Hawk all around. Which is kind of sad. That's what we're going to go with. Okay, they do retreat. Adam Warlock threw me for a loop, but it did kind of give us a telltale sign to like reinforce here, and then we just fill in the other lanes afterwards. But we will go ahead and take the win. Let's go ahead and jump over into one more before we wrap up the video. All right, next up we have Go-Go, and I think they're human. I don't remember. I know I've played Go-Go several times. So unless it's just a reoccurring bot, I think they're human. And the reason I say that is after the end of the last game, I've played 4 bots in a row. If this one's a big fat phony, then we're just gonna end it. We're just gonna end it on a retreat or whatever the last game was. The Juggernaut the Juggernaut pushes our Coulson over into the Superflow, which is not great, not nice either. But it is a pretty big lane. Plus, that's very human-like. Not bad, not bad. So we could double down. With Zabu, we can play Moon Girl on 3. We're doubling down on Devil Dino in Quinjet. Next turn we can do Quinjet, and then all of these are really, really cheap. Nick Fury goes down to 3. Jessica Jones goes down to 1. Wow, so the Scorpion is... Not sure how I feel about that black and white. Like most of the black ones, like black and white variants I like. Scorpion I'm not sold on. Okay, so Onslaught Citadel is great for us as well. This looks like I don't know what kind of zoo or what kind of flood this is, but it does look like a flood deck. Let's go with... Wait, it's going to be even cheaper now. That's beautiful. So now Nick Fury is going to be 2. Jessica Jones is still going to be 1. This Devil Dino is going to be 3. Beautiful, beautiful value for us. We can actually sneak a Devil Dino into the big house. And then the Nick Fury is going to help buff our hand back up so that our Devil Dinos are rather large. So, okay, so the Nightcrawl. This is a very black and white heavy deck. Okay. So the Shadow King that they're running actually offset the Scorpion on the Quinjet. So we're okay with that. So how do we play this one now? What do we want to do? This Ant-Man's pretty big, right? So do we snap already? Or do we kind of hold and conserve? Maybe the Devil Dino to the left. Next turn we can surprise them with everything that we're able to do. Actually, I don't know. I want, we have a lot of winning plays. I want to surprise them enough so that they stay. But they don't. This was going to be beautiful. The Quinjet value was insane. The Nick Fury from Agent Coulson was beautiful. That was going to help both of our Devil Dinos out. It is unfortunate. But I do believe this was a human player with, I mean, a lot of beautiful black and white variants. But with that one, we are going to go ahead and end the video here. Not a great game. We're seeing a lot of people experiment, try new things, and with that comes a lot of retreating early. And so right now to climb, I think I'm going to need to snap aggressively and play aggressively to be able to climb consistently. But I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to give it a like and a comment down below. And as always, this has been TLSG. Later, guys.